There's Danny K's Cafe. Still working on that building, and this building over here, they just kind of gutted it, and they're going to turn it into apartments. Little by little, they're restoring. This is East Main, but why I'm filming here is because here is a vacant lot that belongs to Ashina's mother, I think, and I guess it's just going to be a parking lot. I don't know if the wind's on the camera, but this would make a place for that Elizabethan theater. There's a way to get in at the bottom to the right, but it's a really narrow passageway. I mean, there's some disadvantages, but that lower part, they're going to use it as a parking. Oh, I think I said that, a place to park. But and down there is the center of Roaring Spring. Over there is Hogback. There was an apartment building here that burned. Now, I just wanted to show you what's typical of the kind of architecture that you see all over the place. These almost flights of fancy of framing for that time. While I'm at it, I'll show you more of those flights of fancy that I'm talking about. That's the old jail. Part of that building was taken off of it. There was a lawyer or an engineer, I think a lawyer, that had that house right there at the point. That's the brewery, that's the vault, the former bank. There was a house there taken down. Now see the gable end of that? A house was taken down there too, I'm sure. And then see the framing of the roof. And then here's the mountain that's been logged as part of the cleanup of the paper mill site. And I see that the water tower is down. They pulled it down. He thought it was coming down when I talked to him last, but they got it down, and they're going to be cleaning it up. Boy, what a huge cleanup this is. That red building is the last one to come down. It's probably coming down before long. It's really something to see this without that water tower there. That's the end of Hogback. That's the name of that neighborhood up there. And there's been a water tower there for all my lifetime, I think, with different names on it. A couple of parking lots up there. So much stuff to clean up still. My oh my, what a job. I'm down in here where I maybe shouldn't be. I don't know. I didn't see any no trespassing signs. But anyway, there is a penstock. That's probably the sewer line going along beside the outlet from the spring dam. That's the amount of water that's coming out of that spring, which you see up there at the spring dam. Now, once it goes under here, I don't know where exactly it comes out, but I mean, that's the surface water, so it must go through a culvert. I don't know, I just don't know, but it was used here. That's where the towers, the water towers stood, with a couple of other silos or towers. And here is that wonderful stream, spring water, with the pipe on the near side, I think, is the sewer system. The pipe on the far side, I think, was what goes to the paper mill site, but I'm just not sure. They both, I would call them penstocks, especially the one on the far side. That looks, I'm almost certain that's cast iron. This nearer one is some kind of steel, I think. All that water, maybe some in the pipes, well, plus whatever's going to the town, that's coming from the spring dam, from the spring. And I'll show you where I'm almost certain that water wheel was. It's just up here where those two poles are, I think. That's the brewery, that's the vault. And these are the two poles I was talking about. And there's a seam in the paving. That's right here, right underneath where I'm standing, is, I think, where that water wheel was. But as I look down here, and I look over there and I see some stonework. I have to wonder if the water wheel wasn't a little bit further along. I don't think so. Now, right over here, see, you can see through all this right now because the leaves haven't thickened out yet. You can still see it a little bit. Right here where the steel pipe drops down, you can see they had a pretty good height to drop right there. And the water wheel could have gone here, but I'm sure it wasn't that close to the old jail. And maybe you can, and the water, but the water that approached it, you can almost see it through the leaves, right in that. Well, maybe if I go around here, right in there is where that, oh, there it is. It's cemented over, but you can see that's where that brick arch is. That's where the water came from to feed this mill. So there's the height of the water. Probably it was where those poles, those two poles are. There you can see the upstream end of that brick arch that I was telling you about. So that water came here above that little white building. There's a place, well, probably underneath this grate is where it came through. And right there where that brick wall is, the one with the corner that's fallen down, right behind that, that's where the water arrived here to go for the mill, over the mill. Up there you can see some of the houses on Hogback. There's probably one of the stateliest houses in the whole town, but now it's been divided into 2 or 3 apartments. But I'm almost certain it's going to be saved eventually. The retaining wall, though, is in real bad shape. It's going to eventually have to come down, especially the top of it, but probably all of it. Retaining walls in Roaring Spring are kind of an issue. This brick one with mortar, of course, it wasn't well enough drained behind it. Beautiful work in its day, but but a lot of that's going to have to come out.